Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Now, the Trump EPA is proposing rolling back rules on methane emissions. Now, actually, methane is more dangerous to the air than carbon dioxide is, for the simple reason that it absorbs and then generates more heat. And it prevents heat from escaping into the atmosphere, so it contributes more to global warming. And this is what makes it an efficient fuel. So, in a bit of a surprise, the major energy companies are against the EPA on this plan. They spend a lot of time and energy marketing methane, or natural gas, as a clean and environmentally friendly fuel. So they have on their own developed technology to limit those emissions. If Trump gets his way, they could find themselves undercut by smaller companies who would be able to come into business and not spend the money on this technology, so they'd be able to sell their fuel cheaper. But they would also destroy this carefully created image of methane by not using these technologies, by letting it escape into the air and by creating the problems that it creates. Also, many states would continue to require limits on methane emissions, and what these companies want is uniformity. They don't want state and federal regulations to be much different from each other. Where under Trump's ruling, some states would have strict rules, other states wouldn't. This is bad for business. And there's another thing that they're thinking about too. There also may come a time when the energy companies are held to account for the damage they are doing to the environment. Just like what happened to the tobacco companies, or what's happening to the pharmaceutical companies over the opioid epidemic. If that happens, they want to be able to go into court and say, look at all these technologies we developed. Look at all that we did to protect the environment. The same thing happened when Trump tried to roll back fuel efficiency standards in vehicles. The automobile companies said no thanks, for the simple reason that they also want uniformity from state to state, and they also know that fuel efficiency is a great selling point. People will buy more cars if they know that they don't have to spend as much money on gas. And right now, Trump doesn't look like a sure bet to get reelected. Now, I wouldn't get too confident about that. The Democrats have an amazing capacity to screw up even the best opportunities. But if things continue as they are, there's a good chance Trump will lose in a landslide. People don't like him, and the one thing that he had going for him was a good economy, and now his trade war is beginning to slow that down. Things are becoming more expensive, and the economy is growing at a slower rate. And the next administration will just roll back a whole lot of changes that Trump has made. And the energy companies don't want to have to make a whole lot of changes. They'd rather see things continue as they are than... What's really ridiculous is that, like, the automobile companies have developed a lot of technologies that limit fuel emissions in cars, and also have made fuel efficiency a lot more. So there's no reason to roll back these regulations. And the same thing, the companies that sell natural gas have spent a lot of money developing technology that that limits those emissions, and they don't want Trump to change that. And what's weird is that those changes are not going to help those companies any. They already have the technology. Trump wants them to stop using it. It's like Trump is determined to do as much damage to the environment as he can. It's not just that he supports the energy industry. A lot of people do that. It's that he wants the dirtiest air and the dirtiest water possible. It's like he thinks that this will be part of his legacy, that someday he'll be able to go into a hospital and see a whole bunch of people with cancer and go, I did that. Thanks for listening. Well, I want to thank you all for watching my videos. But there are certain changes that Google has made to YouTube, which, since I'm a smaller channel, means that I can't monetize my videos. So I found places where I can. So instead of watching my videos here on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you go either to Patreon or to Top Buzz. They let me monetize videos, and I don't even have to put commercials on. So, if you want to become a patron on Patreon, that's fine. If you don't, you can still watch the videos there. I've just kind of given up on YouTube. YouTube is just a place that I use so that I can put my videos in other places. So, Patreon, Top Buzz, the links are in the description box. Thanks a lot.